My name is Kay, and I survived an armed home invasion. This is my story. I'm making this video because a video like this would have really helped me. And the truth is, not everybody who goes through something like this survives to get the chance to talk about it. I'm very lucky that I can. I'm sharing my story today in the hopes that it can help somebody who's struggling or trying to find their inner strength. If this is you, I really want you to know that you can go through something unimaginable and come out of it stronger than you think. Man, the scariest thing about what happened was that it started out as a boring, normal, ordinary day. It was just like any other day. Woke up, I went to class, I had a teeny crush on somebody, and I was debating if I should just ask them to grab coffee with me. I was like, oh, I have some assignments I have to get done. And I remember thinking to myself, it's fine. Maybe I'll ask them sometime next week. I made up an excuse in my head not to do it, so I went home, worked on some schoolwork, made dinner, just like I would any other night. That night was about to change the trajectory of my entire life, and I had no clue. The following months, it flipped my world upside down. And to be honest, sometimes it still does, but I'm healing, and that's okay. Just a little disclaimer, I've been given permission by the detective handling my case to share this story with you today, but I do need to keep some details intentionally vague. If you aren't in a place where you can hear about what I went through, but you want to hear what lessons this taught me about life, skip to the timestamp here on the screen. There's some important lessons I want to share with you, but I would much rather you prioritize your own state of mind. A couple of months ago, it was dark outside when I heard a really aggressive knock at my front door. I had a bad feeling immediately. My heart just dropped. I tried to brush it off. My roommates come home late, they order food late all the time, but something about this just didn't feel right. So I checked the door to my room, making sure it was locked. Started hearing a lot of people and aggressive noises in the house. That's when I knew something was very, very wrong. Everything escalated. In a matter of moments, I was in a situation where multiple people were holding me at gunpoint. Fearing for my life, I thought I was going to die. I can't explain the shock, hopelessness, and fear that I felt in that moment. I was thinking about my family, graduating college, about the things I hadn't done yet. I didn't ask this guy to coffee, but I just couldn't stop thinking about the life I wanted to live. I don't want to die. I realized every word I said to them mattered. And at that moment, I made a decision. Even with my life at stake, I was going to do everything I could to protect the people around me. And if this was my last day, my last minute, my last second on the earth, it didn't matter. I was going to make sure the people around me, the others in the house, would survive even if I didn't. So I used the only tool I had: my voice. Somehow, in the middle of all of that, help was reached. Police arrived, and eventually it ended. It wasn't until after it was over that we realized how serious the situation really was based on what was left behind. Sometimes I find myself wondering how differently that night could have ended. Based on what was shared publicly, the police believe our residence wasn't the intended target. I'm here. I'm safe. I'm alive. You guys have no idea how grateful I am to be sitting here. You guys have no idea how grateful I am to be alive. You always hear about these crazy things on the news or happening to random people, or you hear about it on the radio too, but you never ever think it would happen to you, let alone somebody you know. I remember calling my mom, telling her what happened, that I was alive. My dad was on a vacation at the time and he was out of the country. So I was like, oh man, that's going to be a really, really tough call to get. A couple hours later, everything just hit me all at once. overwhelmed with emotion. Was like my soul was just screaming at me. I had so much energy. I'd never felt so energetic but paranoid and anxious in my entire life. I was just bursting with life. I couldn't help but feel I was just so alive. The following days were by far the most challenging. If you're ever in an emergency situation like this where you find yourself without housing, don't be afraid to reach out to the social services and programs around you. I'm very grateful I was able to get into temporary emergency housing, because had that not happened, I would have had to move home. My program's an intensive, so it's in person only, and the closest family to me lives half a day's drive away. So if I wasn't able to find housing, then I would have likely been forced to drop out. But yeah, this whole thing was such a reality shifting experience. A paradigm shift that it's hard for me to explain. I truly believe it's really shaped me into the person I am today. It's why, despite everything I've gone through, why I try to stay positive, because it forced me to reassess my life goals, my ambitions, and who I was on a really fundamental level. It's why I tell my family I love them at every opportunity. It's why I tell my friends I appreciate them whenever I can. It's why I don't let my worries hold me back from things that I want to do anymore. The biggest thing this situation made me realize was how time isn't always guaranteed. I try to live every day like it could be my last. I say yes to every opportunity that I can. Now, I'm not saying go out and spend all your money at a casino, like I'm just saying you need to be doing the things that you want to be doing. You need to be optimistic. You need to put into life what you wish to get out of it. You need to really work on trying to get the most out of your life instead of letting it like fester up inside of me and be angry at the world for what happened. As my way of fighting back, I wanted to learn how to be as insanely resilient as I could and succeed in all my goals and aspirations despite what I've went through. It made me realize I wasn't using my free will to the fullest. It's why I live in the present. It's why I take joy and appreciate the little things. Time is precious. Every second of your life, you need to be living your life to the fullest. If you have goals, ambitions, you need to be working towards them. A dream is just a goal without a plan. Most people, if you're lucky, get 75, maybe 80 years on the planet. Don't wait until you feel ready. Start chasing your dreams today. You need to make sure you live every day, every minute, every second of your life to the fullest. Counseling has been a really good thing that has helped me with numerous coping mechanisms and strategies, like learning how to navigate my emotions. I started journaling. I also restarted painting. That's been an amazing stress relief. For me, the biggest thing has been learning how to change my mindset. Yes, I'm a victim of gun violence, but I'm a survivor. And for me, a big part of rewriting my narrative is doing everything I can succeed to make my life the best despite what I went through. Changing your mindset and learning to have a positive outlook on things is really important. Trauma changes a person, but it doesn't have to define who you are. And for me, that's been a really important lesson. Learning to heal and learning to grow with something is accepting what happened to you and deciding to do the best you can despite what you've gone through. Despite all the punches you go through, you just need to keep moving forward. You need to take joy in every little thing that you can, and instead of letting all these negative experiences or these negative things affect you, you need to try to think of the positive. And trust me, I know how insanely hard that can be sometimes, but It's so insanely important. And okay, this is kind of funny, but I remember like for me, going back to school after all this happened was like really tough because so I missed 2 weeks of classes and my midterm. So I had to catch up on everything like really quick in such a short amount of time. And I remember I got a midterm back and I absolutely bombed it. Well, I didn't fail the midterm, but it was pretty close. And I'm an A plus student. So for me, I was like, dang, that's crazy. Trauma can really, really impact you cognitively. And I think it's really, really important to learn to be really patient with yourself. If you go through something challenging, don't beat up on yourself. And it's really important that you treat yourself with kindness. But I remember getting the test back, and the first thing I thought, instead of, wow, I'm so bad, I just almost like failed this test. The first thing I thought was, wow, how grateful am I to be alive, to be receiving this grade right now. And I know that's kind of a crazy example, but in that moment, I knew I was starting to heal and grow from what happened. Yeah, I might not have even been around to write that test, and that's something I think about a lot. There are a lot of things that I never really paid attention to before, and this has just like really given me such a greater appreciation of life and being alive. Like simple things like smelling the rain on the breeze or seeing a really beautiful sunset, just such an appreciation of life and living. I'm a really private person when it comes to sharing things about me on the internet. I'm privileged enough to have a platform, and I want to use my platform to share this message and share this story in case there's somebody watching that needs to hear it. You too can go through something that can fundamentally change who you are, and despite everything you've gone through, use it to become the best version of yourself that you possibly can. Learning to live with trauma is really, really difficult. It's quite challenging, but it's really important to learn to grow with what you've gone through. And it's really important to try to keep a positive mindset. I hope a part of this can really help you if you have or are going through something that is really challenging in your life right now. This situation really showed me who my true friends were, who truly cared about me. The amount of support I've received has been absolutely amazing. To my amazing family, to all my amazing college friends who I only knew for about like a couple weeks at this point in time, who helped me catch back up on classes and lectures. Upon hearing my story, helped inspire me to find the courage to be sharing this with you today. To the people I spam texted and called that night, you know who you are. And all the other YouTubers and online friends of mine who have been supporting me behind the scenes. I'm very grateful that I have such an amazing support structure around me. And I'm getting emotional because I'm so thankful. It's kind of a crazy where I've been video. But yeah, if you haven't seen any of my videos before, hi, nice to meet ya. I'm Kay. I'm probably going to do some more inspirational videos on here in the future, and this is my main channel. I normally make Minecraft videos, and for my returning viewers who are like, Kay, you haven't uploaded in 9 months, I want you to know I am not quitting YouTube, so please don't worry. Now you guys know part of the reason why there hasn't been an upload in a bit. It was because I didn't have my PC set up for a couple months, and I tore some muscles in my wrist, so I was in a brace for about 6 months earlier in the year. But yeah, the past couple months just really nerfed me, but I've been working on a really long video that I'm excited to be sharing with everybody soon. I'm really grateful that that didn't become lost media. I have a bunch more stuff lined up, more videos I'm editing, and I'm making a return to streaming as well, so I'm super excited. I missed YouTube so much. You guys have no idea how excited I am to be back back making content and get back in the game. If you've made it this far, genuinely, thank you for taking the time to listen to this. I hope you have an amazing day. Go out today. Go do something kind, and most of all, don't you ever stop living your life to the fullest. Take advantage of it every day, and hopefully you guys will be seeing some more uploads from me pretty soon.